Yo, fight fans, it's your boy Reggie Cross for Behind the Lines. You ever see a legend walk into a new world like she owns the place? That's what's about to go down in Rio. Beatriz Mesquita, 10-time world champion, BJJ Hall of Famer, owner of more grappling gold than your favorite Olympian, just signed with the UFC.
Man, I had so much fun. I'm really proud of myself because she's like the most credentialed woman right now on the planet.
The division's on notice, the hype train's rolling, and yes, she's kicking it all off in her own backyard. But here's the thing, MMA eats legends for breakfast, so is Bia Mesquita really about to shake up the wildest weight class in women's MMA, or is the game about to bite back? Let's get into it. Let's pull back the curtain on Beatriz Mesquita, because this is not your run-of-the-mill fighter discovers jiu-jitsu at 22 story. Nah, Bia was practically born on the mats. Raised in Rio de Janeiro, her childhood wasn't the kind where you're coddled on the playground, unless that playground had a padded floor and somebody teaching you to break an arm by age 6. Bia's family was all about discipline, grit, and that relentless pursuit of greatness that Brazil seems to cook up better than anyone. She first got a taste of BJJ when she was a young child, when her brother and her began training. Turns out she was a natural. The sport wasn't just something to do after school. It became her identity. By the time most kids are getting their training wheels off, Bia was winning her first tournaments and making grown men double-check the brackets. As a teenager, she caught the eye of the legendary Leticia Ribeiro, a Gracie School 6th-degree black belt who would go on to mentor her through the pro ranks. Under Leticia, Bia developed not just technical skill, but the kind of mental toughness that makes champions unbreakable. It wasn't long before the world started taking notice. A teenage prodigy from Rio, running through competitions, collecting gold like it was her side hustle. Fast forward, and Bia is stacking up IBJJF world titles, 10 at black belt, an all-time record. She's in the Hall of Fame, she's on every highlight reel, and she's got a reputation for making black belts look like it's their first day at jiu-jitsu summer camp. But let's be real, these days, fight game fame isn't just about what happens in the cage or on the mats. Bia took her star power to a whole new level outside of competition. She's got a massive social following, a presence on OnlyFans that breaks the BJJ nerd stereotype, and let's not dodge it, her sex symbol status has made her as talked about for her charisma and looks as for her chokeholds. She's landed covers, photo shoots, and branded herself as the total package: brains, brawn, and undeniable appeal. That all feeds into why the UFC is so interested. She's not just a killer in the cage, she's a superstar waiting to happen. Bia's proven she can dominate a sport, build a brand, and turn heads everywhere she goes. Now she's after MMA greatness, ready to turn her legend into a legacy that reaches far beyond jiu-jitsu circles. So why now? Why is the UFC rolling out the red carpet for a BJJ queen? Simple. Amanda Nunes was gone. Of course, now she is back. But is she for real back, or just I'll fight Kayla back? Let's be honest, Bantamweight's looking more like the Wild West than a structured division. The UFC needs a star, someone who doesn't just win, but finishes, entertains, and talks a little smack in 2 languages. That's Bia. Her coach at ATT, Parumpa, said it best. She came in raw, got beat up, and now makes everyone else look like white belts. Plus, let's be real, she's got the look, the confidence, and she knows how to sell a fight. The UFC's betting big, but no one gets a soft landing, not even at home. Debuting in Rio isn't just a nice homecoming, it's pressure times 10. The fans, the family, the friends, everybody's watching. And who's standing across from her? Irina Alekseeva, aka Russian Ronda. You don't get a nickname like that unless you're trouble. Alekseeva's mean, she's gritty, and nobody, not once, has stopped her in a fight. That's not an accident. For Bia, this isn't just another win, it's a chance to make a statement live with the world watching. Now, don't sleep on Alekseeva. Russian Sambo specialist, a record of 5-3, and she's the type who fight a bear for free if you dared her. She's tough, comes forward, and she's never been finished in MMA. She's had wars with the best and still shows up ready for more. For Bia, this isn't a walkover. This is the litmus test, because you can submit everyone in a gi, But can you handle someone who just doesn't go away? This is where it gets real. Bia's got that world-class submission game, the kind that turns black belts into white belts and makes seasoned pros panic. But Alekseeva, she's built for chaos. Can Bia get it to the mat before Alekseeva turns it into a bar fight? That's the question. The internet's buzzing, wondering if Bia's striking is up to snuff or if her grappling will steamroll everyone at 135. And if Bia wins big, don't be surprised if folks start calling for her to skip the line straight into a title eliminator. All right, let's talk future matchups, because if Beatriz Mesquita walks out of UFC Rio with her hand raised, the Bantamweight division just got a lot more interesting. Kayla Harrison is currently sitting on the throne as the champ, dominating the division with her relentless wrestling and killer ground and pound. But don't sleep on Amanda Nunes. She's coming out of retirement to fight Kayla and aims to reclaim what she calls her belt. A win over Alekseeva could rocket Bia right into the spotlight, making her a serious contender to watch. Julianna Peña's relentless pressure style would make for a fascinating clash against Bia's smooth jiu-jitsu game, a real battle of brains and grit. Then there's Irene Aldana, one of the division's top strikers with serious knockout power, and Ketlen Vieira, a tough, well-rounded contender known for grinding down opponents. A Bia fight against either would be a striking contrast of styles and skills, and both would be must-watch. And Ailin Perez, who is 12-2, a rising prospect who has been stacking wins and is hungry to make waves in the division. Taking on Perez would be a serious statement win for Bia. If Bia keeps finishing fights and building hype, a title shot or a high-stakes eliminator could come sooner than anyone expects. The UFC loves a story like this. A legend in one sport stepping up with skill, charisma, and star power. But let's be clear, every fight up the ladder means stiffer competition and bigger challenges. Bia's got to prove she's not just a grappling phenom, but a full MMA package capable of taking down the best. Win or lose, this UFC debut could be the start of a wild ride in the women's bantamweight division. So here's where we land. The UFC's women's bantamweight division needs new blood, and Bia Mesquita might just be the one to shake things up, or she could find out that MMA is a different animal entirely. Is she the start of a new era? Or is Alekseeva about to spoil the party? Either way, when the cage door closes in Rio, we're going to find out fast. One thing's for sure, this is one fight you don't want to miss. And that's the breakdown. New faces, big risks, and the kind of debut that could flip a whole division on its head. Let me know in the comments, does Bia steamroll her way to UFC gold? Or is Russian Ronda about to make a statement of her own after a 2-fight losing streak? And if she does roll through her first UFC fight, do you see Bia at some point challenging the likes of Kayla to a showdown for that belt? Her UFC journey begins on October 11th. This is Reggie Cross for Behind the Lines. If you're feeling the vibe, hit subscribe, and remember, hype fades, legacy don't. Peace. 745